In contrast to the monotonic sounds of dead bass or steady bass, you also need to be familiar with alternating bass. Alternating bass can be heard by a lot of great pickers like Elizabeth Cotten in her tune Freight Train, or Carolina Breakdown by Etta Baker, or just about anything by the great Mississippi John Hurt. And it's characterized by this alternating sound of bass notes. Rather than just a steady bass pumping out, you've got the bass line alternating between 2 or sometimes 3 tones, and it sounds something like this. And a couple of notes about this technique. Your picking is going to be focused on either the 5th string and 4th string pairing. If you've got a chord that's rooted on the 5th string, like this C major, you're very typically going to see the alternating bass happening between the 5 and the 4, 5th string, 4th string. If you've got a 6th string rooted chord, like say this G, your note pairing is going to be the 6th string and the 4th string, very frequently. This can definitely change, but you got to get familiar with the 5-4 and the 6-4. So let's take a look at a couple of exercises that can help you get this down. The first exercise, we're going to move through a C major chord, and the alternating bass is going to happen between the C note here on the 3rd fret of the 5th string and your E note here on the 2nd fret of the 4th string. So the bass line by itself is simply going to alternate every other quarter beat like this. And a lot of times what you'll hear is the first bass note, the lowest bass note, is going to be muted with a light palm mute, but then you're going to push through on the offbeat. So on beats 2 and 4, those are very important beats to kind of drive the rhythm home, so you're going to hear that ringing a little more like this. For a 6-4 alternating bass, like a G major chord, you can do the same thing. And again, you'll keep that 2 and 4 ringing a little more. And this especially can present a little bit of a challenge to new pickers, where you're moving your thumb. It's not just going to the adjacent string. Your thumb is going to travel over a string to attack the 4th string here. So go slow and really focus on keeping yourself in time and alternating between the 6th string and the 4th string here. And all we're doing in this exercise, either on the C or the G, is pinching on those off beats, on beat 2 and beat 4. And you're leaving that ringing. It's a very important technique to get down, and you're going to hear this, like I said, a lot in country blues. So practice up with those exercises and definitely go slow and progress through the tempos to get yourself up to speed with this technique.